Welcome to SVG-TV News on Monday, June 11th, 2018. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Kristen Giowasing of the Kingston Preparatory School has topped the 2018 Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment, recording a 95% pass mark. Makaya Gums of the Georgetown Government School secured the second position with an overall average of 94.2%, while there was a three-way tie for third place in O'Neill Sprott of the Kingston Preparatory School, Krista Williams of the Chumaka Government School, and Azaria Comijong of the Windsor Primary School, averaging 94%. Earlier today, SVG-TV's Nikita Tony spoke with Giowasing and other top performers in this year's examinations.
Extremely elated. Those are the words used by Kristen Giowasing, the top performer in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the 2018 CPEA examinations. Giowasing said it's something he had already expected.
Giowasing, an aspiring cardiologist, said while his performance comes as no surprise, he remains humble.
I didn't expect this. I've always been an excellent worker in school. I always kept my grades. Almighty God, my parents, and my tutors and my classmates. It's alright, you'll get a second chance later in life, and just put all your trust and faith in God.
Giowasing's mother, Bronte Giowasing, said she intends to keep supporting and motivating her son.
I've been a very good student academically. So I wasn't like jumping up in the air kind of thing, but extremely grateful.
Makaya Gums of the Georgetown Government School captured the second position overall, with an average of 94.2%. However, SVG-TV was unable to get in touch with Gums or a representative from her school. There was a three-way tie for the overall third position, which was captured by O'Neill Sprott of the Kingston Preparatory School, Krista Williams of the Chumaka Government, and Azaria Comijong of the Windsor Primary. All three students said they were pleased with their overall performance and are looking forward to their new journey.
I feel really happy. I want to thank my parents, my teachers, my family, and everybody who helped me. I learned more things, new things, and to meet new people and push forward.
It was, although I have been through a lot of things during this past year, I still expected to place well in the CPEA examinations. Examination in particular, but not the whole examination. The social studies was not the easiest, but then again, an examination must have challenges or it'd be very easy and everybody would pass. There wouldn't be a point in, so. I still think that the civics, it wasn't as easy as I would have expected, but it was a great challenge.
We also spoke to Asia Neverson of the Windsor Primary, who placed 9th overall. Neverson said she hopes to continue her success at secondary school.
The civics exam, that was challenging. It wasn't as easy as I expected, but it was only some questions. I got through the rest. Like high. Expected to have a high place, but this high, really, you know. Looking forward to all my classes and meeting new people and new teachers.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education has said that there was a 2% increase in this year's CPEA pass rate. 81.2% of boys who sat the exams passed, with 93.04% of girls passing their examinations.
Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
Congratulations to all of our students. More is being done to ensure that students are better prepared in all subject areas examined under the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment examinations. That declaration was made by the principals of 3 of the schools which secured a place in the top 10 of the 2018 CPEA. The principals told SVG-TV News that they intend to keep their students focused on what is essential for their examinations. Principal of the Kingston Preparatory School, Susan Jackson Abraham, said although the school has experienced an increase in the pass rate, which was at 97.9% this year, there is still need to ensure that the school achieves a pass rate of 100%.
We'll be focusing on the social studies, and the numeracy aspect of the subject area, while we still work together and work even harder in the language and science area, because we want to have a flat plane there. We want to have everything going well with us for next school year. I'd like to thank my teachers from the kindergarten to grade 6. They would have worked extremely hard. The grade 6 teachers, they put in a lot. And also thank the parents for the support and the encouragement that they would have given their children throughout their school life at Kingston Preparatory School.
Carol Smith, principal at the Windsor Primary School, told SVG-TV News that she is confident her school will continue to maintain their 100% pass rate.
It's something we expected because we're accustomed to coming in the top 10 every year since I've been here. So it wasn't any surprise. It wasn't any bad reason. They're accustomed to doing the social studies, but it's just that the separate subject, but it wasn't any problem.
Okay. And your overall performance at the school, how was that this year?
100% passes, and we had a lot of children in the double digits. The grade that is coming up, they're going to do much better too.
The mistakes which young people make today have long-lasting impacts on their lives, and as such it is necessary to invest into them to ensure they head in the right direction. Deputy Police Commissioner Frankie Joseph pointed to this necessity as he explained to SVG-TV that this is the reason why the police is investing in young persons across the nation. He referred specifically to the Pan Against Crime initiative and other police youth programs as part of police crime prevention efforts aiming among the youth.
One of the things that we can boast for, because we have records to that effect, that since the establishment of the Pan Against Crime program in 2008 up to today's date, none of our youths who have been enrolled in our Pan Against Crime program have not come to the notice of the police in terms of getting arrested or breaking the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So while we have never done a scientific studies, we can boast of that.
Joseph said that he is pleased with the growth in numbers of panists, noting that most of the steel orchestras which participate in the Youth Panorama competition for Vincy Mas have their roots in the Pan Against Crime program.
I think a new steel pan, community steel pan will be coming on stream. I think the one for Kelakwa, the one for Kelakwa, and it is very timely that now is our carnival season, and most of the steel pan that will be participating in the Youth Panorama are actually out of the Pan Against Crime program. So it has been very successful.
Joseph said the police also plan to collaborate with similar youth clubs around the region so that all participants can share richer and more meaningful experiences.
3 other countries that express interest in coming to St. Vincent in terms of police youth clubs, so that we can have one regional police youth clubs. And that is something that we are trying to put in place so that we would alternate the camp every year. So this year, St. Vincent, we are hoping to host that police youth camp program. A police youth club from Tobago expressed interest in coming, one also from St. Lucia and one from Grenada. So we are actually giving our young people something to look forward to, because as I say, they are our now and our future, so we have to invest in them.
Permanent secretaries and other heads of department have been encouraged to use the knowledge gained at workshops to improve the performance of their departments. This challenge was issued by Edmund Jackson, the Director General of Finance and Planning, as he spoke at the second phase of a training workshop today held by the Caribbean Development Bank. Jackson lamented that some public servants use training workshops to pad their CVs and fail to implement needed changes. He said this series of training workshops are designed to facilitate change in organizational behavior.
It's important that the persons who lead, make themselves available in forums such as these, so that they can go back to their organizations with a better understanding of what may be coming from the bottom up. And finally, this training program was designed to enhance effectiveness. And it goes back to the gap, the performance gap that I spoke about earlier. So this program is designed to help us to deliver better results for our organization, better results for the country. And it is in these micro activities, these build-up of things, that the country moves forward.
Jackson added that the public servants must consider themselves as professionals whose work can make a difference to the entire nation.
Most of us here would have studied and have degrees. You are a professional. And so the fact that we're starting about almost an hour late, that's the first order that needs to be corrected, right? The first thing that needs to be corrected. So I'm encouraging all of us to make a difference. Make a difference, as I said, at the level of your organization and individually as a professional. I've indicated before, significant amounts of resources would have been invested in this program and by extension in you and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Make yourselves proud, make a difference in your organization, and learn well. Participate actively and take whatever you learn back to your organization to make a difference for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, Andrea Power, the coordinator of regional cooperation and integration at the CDB, said a World Bank review of the region shows that government's long implementation period or failure of projects stem from issues such as obsolete systems of management and the lack of well-trained personnel. She considers the training of public servants as useful investment towards addressing this problem.
And this is not hard to understand, as many of the infrastructure costs which our governments have to bear are fixed. And if basic levels of development are to be maintained, governments cannot opt to forego the expenditure. Airports and seaports must be maintained, road infrastructure must be installed and maintained. Public health institutions such as hospitals and polyclinics are more than nice to have options when private health care is out of the reach of the pockets of many. Investing in our public officers, therefore, through the delivery of training and public policy analysis and management, and later down project cycle management, will undoubtedly help us to achieve better alignment of projects with our national development plans and help us to improve our implementation of infrastructure projects.
Sherry Kirby, the sister of missing fisherman Miranda Kirby of Kingston Park, has expressed disappointment that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard did not conduct an immediate dive operation to try and recover the body of her brother. Reports are that Miranda Kirby went missing at sea around 4 p.m. on Saturday, 2nd June. Persons from the Rose Place area said his epileptic condition may have been a contributing factor in his disappearance. Kirby, who resides in the United States, said that the family is hurt and wants answers.
I'm very much concerned about my brother Miranda Jack Kirby that was presumably lost at sea on Saturday. To date, there is no info as to his whereabouts, confirmation from the Coast Guard whether or not they have died for the body. They basically insisting that they have done surface search, but eyewitnesses are claiming that they have yet to go into the water to look for him. My heart goes out to the family that lost, their relatives on Sunday, but prior to Sunday, my brother went overboard, and there is nothing being said about that. A young man who was there in a boat, trying to make an honest living. He's not stealing, he's not robbing anyone. Instead, he's trying to fish to make a dollar to feed himself.
Kirby, who spoke to SVG-TV by telephone, also pleaded with seagoers to keep an eye out for her brother's body so that he can receive a proper burial.
My brother was lost. I need help. My family need closure for his body. That is not taking place, and we're hurting so bad. just knowing what's going on, but also that the Coast Guard is not doing their duty. I feel 100% they're not doing their duty to help. So I'm reaching out to the television stations there in St. Vincent, the newspaper, even civilians that may be available to go out there and help us. He was right there in the front of the docks. Okay, he could have drifted, but at that point in time when they called, I'm also being told the Coast Guard came but did not come with a diver. They just pulled that anchor up and they took the boat away. So please, I'm asking for help. I need my family, I need my brother.
Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Dion Henry told SVG-TV News in a recent interview that an initial surface search was done for Kirby's body as a standard procedural measure. He explained that they do not immediately dive into the waters to undertake a search.
When Coast Guard responds to a call of a drowning or somebody lost at sea, there are some procedure that we will follow, which are very important for our personal safety. We must make assessment of the scene before we do anything else. We must ensure our personnel are safe before we venture into the water to look for anybody's missing or presumed drowned. Teach your kids to swim. Make that priority. Observe the sign posted by authorities, especially the Coast Guard. No swimming means absolutely no swimming. Take or wear a life jacket when going to sea. The life you save will be a very own.
The search continues for 2 persons who have been missing at sea for over a week. Miranda Kirby, a fisherman in his mid-30s, disappeared in waters of the cruise ship berth in Kingstown around 4 p.m. on Saturday, 2nd June, while 10-year-old Jevon Phillips disappeared on Sunday, 3rd June at Breakers Beach in Prospect. Jevon was one of 4 persons whose bodies were pulled out to sea on that fateful afternoon. The bodies of the other 3 persons have been recovered. Coast Guard Commander Brenton Keane said that efforts in the search will eventually be scaled back, but for now the search continues. Keane has also urged other seafarers to keep an eye out for the bodies.
I'm searching for the 2 missing persons, Jevon Phillips from the Breakers area, 10-year-old, and Mr. Kirby, who is missing from the Kingston Harbour cruise ship boat area. The search, as I said, continues, but we obviously going to scale it down in the next coming days if we haven't seen anything as a body. And we're asking fishermen who transit in the southeastern coast of St. Vincent to keep an eye out for any floating object that may seem to be a body. We're still searching, and we will scale it down as time goes on. So hopefully we are able to find something between now and then.
A number of persons involved in the agriculture and fisheries sectors are being given the opportunity to build partnerships to boost their businesses. This is being made possible through a World Bank funded project called the OECS Agriculture Competitiveness Project, AgriCom. It's intended to facilitate information exchange and developing partnerships among farmers, fisherfolk, their allied marketers, and agro-processors. The AgriCom project, which is an undertaking of the Ministry of Agriculture, aims to enhance access to markets and increase sales. Project coordinator Colville King explained how persons can benefit from this initiative.
Active alliances would be the mechanisms through which projects would be implemented. It is essentially a value chain approach, and it requires farmers and or fishers to partner with aggregators, we call them marketers, or agro-processors, to connect with a market. So the model is that a producer must partner with a marketer or aggregator. And this alliance, this is what we call the alliance, would connect with a buyer through a letter of intent or contract. Must have the the support of a technical service provider, and where necessary, and we expect some of this, the financial institutions. The project would invest on the producer side, at the fisher and the farmer level. It would also invest on the marketer side or the processor side. And in all cases, the producer must come up with 20% of the project that they aim to implement, while the project would grant 80% matching grants.
King said on Wednesday, June 13th, stakeholders will meet at a roundtable business discussion to further dialogue and identify possible investments.
Prior to the call for proposals, that is where the alliances would submit their business idea proposals and the evaluation of the business plan. So it's, in a sense, a preliminary step to that. We recognize, and during our sensitization meetings, that producers, marketers, and processors have expressed great interest in participating in the project and benefiting from the investments to be made. However, in many cases, they are not aware of the marketing opportunities in some cases. For some marketers, they're not sure who the producers are. So we are, in effect, creating a space and an opportunity for the stakeholders to exchange information, to dialogue, and to identify the partnerships which they would forge.
King, who is the Agriculture Diversification Officer within the Ministry of Agriculture, encouraged persons to attend Wednesday's roundtable because of the possible benefits to be derived.
Unlike previous projects, we're not supporting individual projects where there are no connections between the producer and the marketer or the agro-processor. We're encouraging this partnership. And so it's important that stakeholders turn out to the business roundtable to identify potential partners where you don't have that already existing. It makes no sense to have an idea that you want to participate in the project, but not have the dialogue necessary to shape that project, because you're submitting a single plan among the producers, processors, marketers, and so on, and the best of those plans will be supported. So you want the best partnerships to be forged.